This afternoon, I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world. If crypto is going to define the future, I want to be mined, minted, and made in the USA. As Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say, it's going to the moon. I want America to be the nation that leads the way. I pledge to the Bitcoin community that the day I take the oath of office, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's anti-crypto crusade will be over. It will end. It'll be done. On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman.
Happy Friday, and huge news in crypto this week as Bitcoin rallied all the way above $93,000. It seems to be making a new all-time high every other day at this point. And while I won't be having a cocktail on the show with you today, I will be showing you the all-time high and we'll be cheersing like this. As you can see, there's a really fun party light and we're about to have a very good time right during an all-time high in the industry, in Bitcoin, and in the world. Let's go. Trump seems to be following through with all of the claims that he made as he speaks to his plan to eliminate capital gains tax on all crypto made in the USA, which I will be going over in this episode with some charts to see exactly which ones those could be. As Gary Gensler hints at a resignation, because remember, he said day one of his presidency, his goal will be to fire Gary Gensler, as big pharma stock is tanking, as RFK Jr. has been appointed Secretary of Health and Human Services. And finally, last but not least, Elon Musk launches Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, and Trump has appointed Vivek to run that with him. The world is changing forever, so I'll be diving deep into that with you in this episode, along with some charts of some cryptos that are ready to explode. Now, I will be doing a video on Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano as well, who seemingly will have a prominent role in helping shape cryptocurrency legislation, and he says that to all the Americans who feel their candidate didn't win and they're disappointed in this election, and although Trump won, which was very, very bullish for the cryptocurrency industry as a whole, and I know a lot of people in crypto are very excited about this, Charles Hoskinson speaks to those who feel their candidate may not have won in this election and says, at the end of the day, we're united by one thing, that we are all American. And now we have the chance to come together from all sides. And although you may not have gotten everything that you wanted, we've got RFK as the head of Human Health and Services. I mean, you've got so many different people from all walks of life that are now able to help shape and mold this movement to make it into something great again. As he goes on to say that entities like BlackRock shouldn't dictate how things are legislated, the people should. I can't wait to share that video with you, but just wanted to say we're all united here on one front, and this is all so bullish for cryptocurrency, so I just want to jump right into the news. Also, there have been some listings of some meme coins that have had a massive rally, so I will be going over 3 meme coin charts that are about ready to explode as well. So without further ado, I'm your host, Megan Nilsson, aka Crypto Megan, and let's do this. So as you know, we love to start with the inverse Kramer signal at the beginning of the show because that is 10x bullish, as Max Power says. There is no way Bitcoin is going to 1 million. There is no doubt in my mind that Bitcoin will hit 1 million and far beyond. And I'm going to point out some things on the stream that might make you agree or start to understand why many believe this is possible. I mean, just look at this. Bitcoin, 92,000, new all-time high. It did go past 93 as well. This is huge. I mean, could you have imagined just last year, when I started this channel last October, I revamped it. We were sitting around like 20,000 and wondering what the next catalyst could be. And suddenly BlackRock steps in, and now we're right on the verge of hitting that 100K that people have been touting about for years and years and years. I mean, congrats to you guys for sticking this out and for having the guts and the grit to dig deep into this industry. Although it may seem that everybody is, because you're in a crypto bubble like I am too, you are one of very few and very rare, and congratulations just for having the conviction to be in this industry at all. Now, first up, GM, Solana, Pepe, XRP, and Cardano are now available to trade on Robinhood. This is huge. And for those of you thinking you missed the boat, that Sol's already pumped to its max, that there's no more gains to be made, I mean, this is massive. Just having these cryptos readily available to the masses by way of a stock trading app, right? Robinhood. do not underestimate the potential there. And not only that, but there's massive news that I'm going to get to now about the capital gains tax that could set these coins soaring to crazy, crazy heights. Meme coins fly as Coinbase lists Pepe and WIF. So Pepe and WIF, if you haven't seen, have been on, an astronomical run lately. I did say I would give you 3 bonus meme coins that are about ready to explode. I was going to do it at the end, but I think I'll do it right now just to get you pumped, excited, show you what I'm looking at. These are from the Capital Mindset group. So if you are interested in trading or getting in setups that haven't popped yet, or learning how to buy the bottoms of patterns if you're a long-term holder investor, I highly recommend it. The link is in the description below. You get a 10% off with code CryptoMegan. It's life-changing, guys. A lot of people are quitting their 9-to-5 jobs, and we are not even in altcoin season yet. And altcoin season, to clarify, is when we have 6 months of mania. Bitcoin dominance is trending all the way down, and altcoins are just flying high. So now is the time to get positioned, learn, and get involved. The first one, so very originally, is called Meme. And this is one that we've been looking at that has a very great setup in the making here. It's buy the break above this yellow trend line or buy the break above the 1-day 200 MA. As I said in the last stream, a lot of the coins are starting to break above their 200-day moving averages, which is hugely bullish. And that signals the beginning of the big run. So we are looking for coins that have not reached a setup yet, but that are about to on high volume. Meme is one of them. This is trading on Binance. We've also got bome. Now this is a Solana meme coin. And as you can see here, it's forming a massive inverted head and shoulders, and it has already broken out of that, but we are looking to buy the pullback or buy the breakout at 0.011395 cents. So the measured move pretty high from here, and it's just getting started, right? So these are setups that have not popped yet. And last but not least, we got Turbo, which is a Solana meme, and it's pretty simple here. You just buy the breakout of the resistance, and then you got your measured move here. And we're looking for setups that have a lot of volume right at resistance that are ready to break out. So the breakout here is at 0.010565 cents. And all the way up to 0.018445 and beyond. So these are just setups as we look to the meme coin mania, which ones haven't popped off yet and which ones potentially could have a massive run. And last but not least, I'm going to give you GALA. Now, GALA is a gaming token, as a lot of you know about GALA in the industry. Next up, I want to give you one extra bonus gaming coin. This is GALA. Now, a lot of you know GALA. It's been heavily down these past years, but it seems to be forming a massive triple bottom in the making on potentially pretty high volume here. And get this, the breakout, the measured move of this bottoming formation is 3,000%. Now, this is a very long-term chart. It's 3-day, so it's zoomed out. This is over time. This is a long-term hold type strategy, but GALA could have massive gains this year as we come into the bull run that is essentially focused on gaming, memes, and AI. So just to put that on your radar, guys, again, this is not financial advice. So do your own research. This is just charts that we're looking at and their potentials based on the charts. So GALA is definitely on my radar. I do own some GALA. I have not yet gotten into the other meme positions, but I am thinking of doing so. So on that note, let's move over to Bitcoin here. As you can see, Bitcoin is hovering just below $90,000. And I want to show you some Bitcoin charts. So we're currently now in a symmetrical triangle and it's make or break. So we got plan A, buy the breakout of the symmetrical triangle, or plan B, short the breakout of the symmetrical triangle. Now, if you don't short, don't worry. These are just targets as to where Bitcoin could reach and potentially settle on if it breaks down. If not, then it looks like we could be heading up toward the $100,000 territory. So we're getting close to Bitcoin's make or break time here in the symmetrical triangle. Time will tell. It's getting really exciting. And lastly, we've got Bitcoin dominance, which seems to have fallen out of this rising wedge, which is a very good thing for altcoins if Bitcoin dominance were to trend lower, currently at around 60%. The best thing is that Bitcoin is moving up and altcoins are moving up with it, or Bitcoin is trending sideways and altcoins are blasting. So that's just to set the tone. Now let's move on to the news that moves the markets. Guys, oh my God, it's just so bullish. So let's give a look at some of Trump's plans. Breaking: Trump's plan to make crypto gains tax-free in the US. Proposal: eliminate all capital gains on cryptos issued by US companies. Impact on major assets if enacted. Profits from US origin cryptos like ADA gang. Algo, XRP, and HBAR would be fully tax-free. Requirements only applies to cryptos from companies registered as U.S. entities at issuance. However, there will be a path for international projects to relocate. This is so bullish. I mean, goal, establish the U.S. as a global crypto capital. Just like he says, I want it to be made in the USA. Well, it's Donald Trump's way of saying we want to bring that innovation back to the U.S. instead of all of the people who fled the U.S. in fear to build offshore because we have an SEC that rules by enforcement. And it's not good. So this is really bullish to see. I mean, imagine the companies that are going to come flooding back to the US if this actually comes true. I mean, he is actually following through, it seems, on a lot that he's saying. And if this happens, this is massive for crypto. And here's just a little bit more information about it. This would ultimately make all profits Americans make on holdings crypto assets such as BTC, Sol, Doge, and ETH fully tax-free, as their creators are U.S. companies. Oh my God. I mean, I live in Europe. I'm thinking about going back there, right? Like, this is huge. This is huge. So let's just read a little bit more on this. And what the implications are. There will also be a path to relocate. This strategy is part of the broader goal of the Trump administration to make America the crypto capital of the world. Source, member of Trump transition team. This would make American-made cryptocurrencies the most logical investments for U.S. citizens as they'd be exempt from capital gains. This has the potential to totally reshape the crypto market. Will Trump turn America into the crypto capital of the world under his administration? So that's right. Like, imagine you're an American, you're just trying to figure out what to invest in. You see BlackRock just came onto the scene in a massive way with their ETFs, and now you, as an American, can purchase certain cryptos tax-free, no capital gains. I mean, it's massive, right? Like this could change the whole cryptocurrency landscape forever and establish the US as the leader, once again, the resounding leader of the industry. And wow, I'm like, oh, I'm getting the chills again. You know, I get those chills. I'm so bullish, you guys. I'm so bullish. This is massive news. So I put a chart here on XRP for you XRP Army. Let me know if you're tuning in down in the comments. XRP just broke out from the symmetrical triangle, and now we're watching for a break of resistance at 86 cents, around 86 cents, with a measured move of $1.60. Super bullish times for XRP. Remember, XRP has been beaten down these past years in its fight with the SEC and everything that's happening, litigation. I mean, the price has been suppressed for a very long time, in my opinion. And every time I tell you, it's like a rubber band that's coiling up. The longer you coil, the farther it shoots. I believe XRP will have a massive, massive year this year. And I'll be doing a video following this video on XRP and some massive price predictions from other companies. So if you don't hold XRP, you might want to look into it. Not financial advice, but I do hold XRP, and I'm looking to buy more on the pullback if there is a pullback of this breakout, and off to the moon. Just in, BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF recorded $5 billion in volume today for the first time ever, and the total spot Bitcoin ETF volume surpasses 7.4 billion. 7.4 billion today. So passing yesterday's volume. I mean, it's just getting more and more bullish as the days go by, guys. FOMO is starting to kick in. It's the beginning of the FOMO phase. And then you've got now potentially Europe and all of the rest of the world FOMOing in as Bitcoin surpasses Saudi Aramco in market cap, reaching 1.809 trillion versus Aramco's 1.797 trillion. This milestone highlights a shift in investor interest from traditional energy to digital assets, marking Bitcoin's growing role in the global economy. How long have we waited for this? How long, you guys? How long? Oh my God. I mean, this is the changing of the world order. It's a new era, and there is no turning back. You can't unsee this. You can't undo it. And then we have here Bitcoin ETFs versus gold ETFs. So we have Bitcoin at 80.24 billion and gold is at 126.32 billion. How many years did it take to get there? And we're already more than half the market cap of gold ETFs in the Bitcoin ETFs. I mean, it's the most successful ETF in history. Why? There must be something going on here, right? The world is starting to wake up to what this world, this crypto world, the digital world, the blockchain world has to offer. Big news today, the Pennsylvania House of Representatives introduced legislation that would enable the state to hold Bitcoin on its balance sheet as a reserve asset in a broader movement to recognize Bitcoin as a store of value. So now the states are rallying to hold these assets on their balance sheets, to hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. I did a podcast actually with the founder of the Texas Blockchain Council, and he was speaking about Texas wanting to be the state that, makes it first to the punch and holds Bitcoin on its balance sheet and all that. And man, it's going to be one after another. It's going to be now FOMOing at a state level, FOMOing at a U.S. level. And the U.S. plans on buying 1 million Bitcoin over the next years. I mean, there's going to be a supply shock incoming for sure. And of course, this is how we measure every bull run. Coinbase surges back into the US Apple App Store top 10, hits number 1 in finance amid Trump-fueled crypto rally. So we always say when it hits number 1 in the App Store, period, that's when you know we're kind of at a cycle top or at least a momentary top. So it hit top 10 and number 1 in finance, Coinbase. And I talked to you guys about this chart 2 streams ago, and I said there's a massive cup and handle. This chart is also from Capital Mindset Trading Group. They keep you up to date on everything you need to know to be successful in these markets, to help time your entries, to help understand what's going on. So the Coinbase stock has formed this massive cup and handle. It's just broken out of the 278 level, and it's currently looking like it's retesting, meaning it's flipping back around and could create this level as support, which would be hugely bullish, and we could then carry on toward targets of 526 and beyond. I mean, that's huge for a stock. If you have family that wants to just get exposure to stocks, this one is looking prime. Next in, Elon Musk launches the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. Dogecoin is flying on this news, guys. People love Dogecoin. And this is so bullish for the government in general. Like we're weeding out the corruption and putting people in that can actually change things and make a difference. So we have Fitty here, my boy Fitty. Imagine pulling some shady government moves and suddenly Elon's crew with Vic in tow shows up ready to dig in. This just got real. Yeah, I mean, we're starting to peel back the layers here of things that have not been right, that we haven't gotten right these past 30 years. And I always say this, and I'm going to remind you again, these next 10 years are going to be the biggest years of change in human history. Mark my words. And we're about to see them. And those were the words of Charles Hoskinson. I've internalized them, and I feel it, guys. I feel it. And President-elect Trump appoints Elon Musk and Vivek, which is the new news, to lead the Department of Government Efficiency. So Vivek will be side by side with Elon Musk to run the new era of the government, right? So let's dig into this a little. Trump has appointed Elon Musk and Vivek to co-lead the newly created Department of Government Efficiency. Their goal is to slash $2 trillion of federal budget, cutting nearly 1/3 of total spending. But what exactly might go? So as you know, Elon Musk came into X and he said, man, there's way too much fat here. We got to trim everything. And he downsized greatly. There were a lot of people upset about this, but it did seem to pay off. X is thriving. It's now become the most popular news source, according to several outlets, more popular than mainstream media now. And actually, it told us the truth about the elections when the mainstream media didn't. I'm going to go through all of this, but just to get to these last points, in terms of when this will all go down, Doge's work is expected to conclude by July 4th, 2026. The goal, introducing new entrepreneurial approach to government reform. So basically running the government almost as a business. And as for who will do the brunt of the work, Doge is looking to the top 1%, specifically super high IQ small government revolutionaries willing to work 80 plus hours per week on unglamorous cost cutting. Doge's goals would redefine how the government operates if manifested, but its success largely hinges on public support and congressional approval. So basically they want to run in, they want to cut all the crap, they want to make it super mega efficient and replace the incumbents with people who are experts at what they do in each sector to really, really make it efficient. And then we have here just in $100 billion asset manager VanEck says Bitcoin price target for this cycle is 180,000. Now that's somewhere in the median, as I showed you on the rainbow chart a few streams ago with the Capital Mindset lead analyst Trip. Actually, the rainbow chart, it's called Moon Math on TradingView. You can put it in for free. Shows that Bitcoin could reach 300,000 if we reach the blue territory once again. Then we have 18 U.S. states sue the SEC for unfair persecution of Bitcoin and crypto. Boom. Huge. And German Parliament member Joanna Kodar has shared her perspective on the potential consequences of U.S. states acquiring Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. She suggested that such a move could spark a fear of missing out, FOMO, among European countries, motivating them to take similar action. So this is not only going to be a U.S. massive boom, countries and continents worldwide are going to FOMO into this at unforeseen massive levels. And then what you've all been waiting for, breaking, Gary Gensler released a statement hinting at resignation as SEC chair. Remarkable. Before I close, I want to say something about the SEC and its staff. It's a remarkable agency. The staff and commission are deeply mission-driven, focused on protecting investors, maintaining fair, orderly, and efficient markets, and facilitating capital formation. The lawyers, accountants, economists, policy experts, and other staff generally could make more money working somewhere else. They choose, though, to work on behalf of the public here at the SEC. How benevolent of them, huh? It's been a great honor to serve with them, doing the people's work and ensuring that our capital markets remain the best in the world. Conclusion: Sam and Jane Gembler, my mom and dad, never worked in finance or even completed college. When they invested their savings, their family benefited from the securities market's common sense rules of road. The SEC's effective administration of well-regulated securities, questionable, markets promotes trust. It's what promotes trust. Yeah. It's what brings investors and issuers to the market like fans to a football game. It's what underpins the world's largest capital markets. It's what has contributed to our nation's great economic success these last 90 years. I've been proud to serve with my colleagues at the SEC who day in and day out work to protect American families on the highways of finance. Wow. It sounds touching, doesn't it? It also sounds like a goodbye, which we would welcome here in the crypto industry because most of us would not agree that he's been regulating fairly on behalf of the security of Americans, especially not when actually under their administration, FTX was allowed to thrive and had several meetings with him. Clearly, there's been something going wrong here, and they've just been coming down on all of these cryptos trying to innovate and have not been ruling fairly toward them, and we're tired of it. We're really tired of it.
The head of the SEC just stepped down today, and the reason why will shock you. Earlier today, Gary Gensler put up this weird speech where we could kind of assume he's stepping aside or retiring, but he doesn't really say it clearly. Then it was revealed that 18 states are actually suing the SEC for constitutional overreach. As you can see here, just minutes after the statement was released, 18 states revealed that they are suing Gary Gensler, according to Fox News. We knew Gary Gensler was unhinged and breaking the law to go after crypto companies, but again, the way that he's retired, not even saying he's stepping aside, never acknowledging his failures, is a perfect summary of everything wrong with the SEC over the last 4 years.
And then this is the last piece of news for the day, but you guys, this is all like adding up like a puzzle piece, right? Trump appoints RFK Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. That's huge. For too long, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who have engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation when it comes to public health. So he's putting RFK Jr. in there to clean out the swamps. Do you know how many people must be terrified right now of this? I mean, our country has run one way for years and years and years, 90 years potentially, like Gary Gensler says. I mean, and they have reigned over these big pharma companies for, just decades and decades. And now you've got somebody going in there that's not going to just like support and cater and bow to their every whim and need and whatever they say. I mean, this is going to be a huge change. And that's why I say they're going to be the biggest years of change, and brace for impact. It's not always a smooth road, but it's the road to the right path. And then we have here breaking: big pharma stock is tanking in light of RFK Jr. being appointed to Trump's HHS department. Look at Moderna and Pfizer. So the two biggest pharmacies who produce the C vaccines, I won't say the word, just tanking, just huge drops down. Not bullish for them. Let's just put it that way. And then finally, one crypto that was made in the US that I am so bullish on is Prop. And I just did a Spaces yesterday with Proppy and Grant Cardone, who just met Michael Saylor yesterday in Miami, bullish, and they are all bullish on Proppy and property rights on chain. And now Proppy allows for collateral in Bitcoin for mortgages and things like that. It's absolutely insane what they're doing, and they could be the next big thing. As Tim Draper says, the Elon Musks of the world are fueling innovation, but it all starts with startups like Proppy with a big idea that nobody believes possible. So they are bringing property rights on chain, allowing you to put your home on chain and sell it 24/7 as an NFT or buy with crypto, all of those cool things. So yeah, it's now at an area of support. Well, actually, it's popped off since then. It had a pretty massive rise here, and now we're consolidating again, a new level of support. So I will be buying at these areas as well. I already own Proppy from about a year ago, and I'm so bullish on them. I'm just ready to see this one through because I think that they could be the next one of the Amazons of the internet, right? Of blockchain technology. I mean, what they're doing is massive. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoy your Friday afternoon, evening, and morning, wherever you are in the world. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm your host, Megan Nilsson, aka Crypto Megan, and I'll see you tomorrow.